What's going on, people? It's so interesting that so much in this day and time is coming out into the open. Now, this past election, a lot of people, even the Democrats, were highly upset because of the fact that there were so many black men that went to the White House and actually voted in support of Trump. Black men start waking up. Black men start voting according to their own heart and breaking away from the Democrat plantation. Now, it's interesting that a black female wrote what's titled Memo to Black Men: Stop Voting Republican. What does that say? That tells me that black men have more power than you think. There's power in a black man's vote. Black men hold the key to the black community. It's unfortunate that throughout time, the black family and home was led by black females for whatever reason. You have black men blaming black women. You have black women blaming black men. But at the end of the day, a house divided within itself will not stand. But it's quite interesting that a whole lot of people were upset. Even Roland Martin talked about the so-called black conscious community. He even talked about another YouTuber because of the fact that black men voted Republican. He talked about Tariq Nasheed, and Tariq Nasheed, I love the response video that Tariq Nasheed made regarding Roland Martin. To me personally, Roland Martin seems a bit feminized to me. He's got gestures like a woman, and I would not be surprised if one day Roland Martin come out of the closet and say that he's gay. But even at this event that took place in the White House, I questioned why was Roland Martin there. And he was trying to dissuade black males or black men from being there. And I want to say to a lot of the young black men that are just waking up, it's a dangerous thing to talk to people like Roland Martin. It's very dangerous to talk to a man like him and you're just waking up, because he's a fast talker, and he's going to come along and he's going to try to pinpoint every negative thing that he can make up with President Trump, with the Republican Party. He's going to use race, because you know there's a lot of black people that's emotional when it comes to race issues. And that's how everybody, even the so-called black politicians, are able to control black people by using race. Now, I'm going to be doing a video on how black women now are targeted and being used as political pawns, using their anger. Because recently, and I know I'm kind of skipping around, but recently President Trump told a couple of reporters off because, of course, they attacked him, right? And it wasn't just black women that Trump went after. He also went after any white dude that stood up and said something to him, you know, especially CNN, you know, someone from CNN Network. But what they did was they twisted it and they made it about black women. Well, he not only said this to a reporter, he said this to a black woman. So now it's in the media that Trump thinks less of black women. And they show these 3 black reporters standing up, right? But they're not mentioning the white dude that Trump also told to sit down, right? So now black women are also being used as political pawns, and they're feeding off of your ignorance. They're feeding off of your emotions. And all they have to do is say, he did this to black women, or he's a racist, or black people. But guess what? The demon craps are not working for black people. Now, a lot of y'all, there's a lot of wasted votes went towards the demon crap party, because immediately after they got the House, after all those promises they made to you, they then came out and said, well, this is what we're going to do. We're now, in other words, going to tie up the courts with investigations. We're going to investigate. We want his tax returns, right? That's the first thing they talked about, was getting Trump's tax return. Now, you're going to have a lot of gullible blacks out there that's going to feed into that and say, yeah, get his tax return. But it's not benefiting you, not one bit. It's not making your condition better in your communities. It's not doing that. So now the demon craps are working for their own best interest and not yours, even after Obama and Oprah Winfrey stood up and made all those promises about what they can do, what the demon craps are going to do for the black community. And now that they have that, what are they doing? Nothing. They're still going after Trump, because Trump is messing with their money, right? So this is off my topic a little bit, but on the topic, okay? So this memo to black men, stop voting Republican. Now, I'm going to put the link to the article on the bottom, and you guys can check it out for yourself. But I want to read one portion that stood out to me the most. And it's this portion right here, okay? Now, it starts out by saying attendees listen to President Trump address during the 2018 Young Black Leadership Summit at the White House on October 26, 2018. It's showing black men. There's power in a black man's voice and his vote. Okay, so it says, brothers, we need to talk. They called you brothers. Now, keep in mind, the demon craps don't benefit black men at all. Now, even when Obama was president, when black men were being killed, shot down in the street by police, or say like George Zimmerman, the only thing Barack Obama said to black men to pacify your emotions, to make you think that he cared, he stood up and said, if Trayvon, something to the effect that Trayvon Martin was like my son. And black people loved it. They forgot about their condition. He said, if I had a son, it would be like Trayvon Martin. And that pacified black people. Think about that. He did nothing to help or stop the shootings of black men. All he said was, if I had a son, he would be like Trayvon Martin. Did nothing for black men, to save black men. But he did everything to save gays and transgenders, to protect them. Made it a hate crime, even to speak against them. But the only thing black men, dying black men, got was, if I had a son. he would be like Trayvon Martin. And that pacified black people. That right there is scary. And they praised him. And the only people that's got something out of Barack Obama was the gays, transgender, and the women, including black females. Now, brothers, keep in mind that you have all of these black females now that's getting political positions. In Texas, I read an article where 12 black women became judges. How often do you hear about black men becoming judges? So the Democrats are not benefiting black men. Of course, there are black politicians, but they sold out. And they're effeminates. They support gays and transgenders and illegal immigrants. But they do nothing for the black man or the black community. Now, with this issue that's going on in Florida, and this is not a new thing for Florida. And you know how people cheat. It's like being in a car accident. Somebody cut you off. They're wrong. They know they're wrong. They cut you off. You hit them in the back. They get out the car and say, "What's wrong with you?" Now they fussing at you because they caused the accident. But they're making it appear that you caused the accident. That you were going too fast. That you were riding their bumper. But unless there's witnesses, you're guilty. Because you hit that person from the rear, although they cut you off in traffic. Well, that's the game that the Democrats are playing. They're cheating, but they're going to make it look like the Republicans are cheating. And the Republicans are upsetting me because they're displaying nothing but weakness, allowing the Democrats to get away with murder, literally. So the Democrats are fighting for black women. So now all of these black females are getting these positions. And black men are still killing each other. Black men are still being arrested. Black men are still being treated like a child. Your woman treats you like a child. But in this article, it says, brothers, we need to talk. In the midterm election, about 17% of black men voted to give Texas Republican Ted Cruz another term in the Senate. Around 11% supported Georgia gubernatorial, whatever that is, candidate Brian Kemp, even though he did his best as a Republican Secretary of State to disenfranchise more than 1 million voters, the majority of them African American. So here's my request. She says, black men vote like black women. Now, I grew up believing that the man is supposed to lead the way, not women. But yet she's saying black men vote like black women. And they will make you look bad if you don't. They will talk down on you, and there are so many black males that are afraid to be called out of their name because they want to be accepted. They have not awakened to stand up and take their rightful place in society, to lead your family the right direction. So you have all of these black females now that's getting these positions in the courts where many black men will be going. So now many black females will be sentencing black men to prison. Let me repeat that. Black women will be sentencing black men to prison. Just like back in time when the only reason black women, or the only way black women could get public assistance, is if the black man is kicked out of the house. Then black women felt they had to take on the role of man. Even got to the point where she took over Father's Day. Start speaking down on black men, and there's black females that hate and that's intimidated by strong black men. Won't even date a strong black man, or a thinking black man, or a black man that thinks 5 or 6 steps ahead. She wants someone that she can control, that she can manipulate, that she can call the shots. She allow him to stay in her house rent free and make him think he's the man. But he buys no food, he has no job, he's in and out of prison, he drives her car, she pays the bills, she gives him an allowance and treat him like crap. She rocked him to sleep, so now he looks at her as mama. He leaves his biological mother's house and enters the house of his woman, which becomes the secondary mama. So then when he began to wake up and start voting for himself, now you have a black female that says, brothers, so here's my request. Black men, vote like black women. So brother, this shows that they need you. And black females only want you to vote like they vote because the Democrats are helping them and not you. They want to put their foot on your shoulders so that you can lift them up above you, so that she can look down upon you, and that she will have control over your destiny. Even when you commit a crime, she's going to be the one that you look at when you go to court. That same black female. And we see that on judge shows on TV. Look at how these black judges on TV treat these black men. A black female could come in there and say, he hit me. The judge will respond, did you do that? And she would go off on him. The black man comes in there and say, she hit me. Did you do that to him? All the other black females or the women in the audience will laugh. See? So you won't get a fair deal in the court system with black females. So maybe it's time for black men to learn from this and unite, and may, if not even form. And I'm going to say another thing too before I end this video, because I didn't mean to go this route, but I'm always hearing other black YouTubers say, in order for the Democrat Party or whatever party you link yourself to, in order for them to work for you, you have to give up the cash. Right? They say you have to pay. You have to give up the cash. And they say black people don't want to pay. Which I agree with that. Black people don't support black people financially. They say that black people want the politicians to do something for them, but they don't scratch their hands. they don't put nothing in their pockets to work for you. Well, my thoughts are, your votes is what you're giving them to work for you. Because your votes are putting them in a position that's going to set them for life. I'm talking that individual person. So whether it's a governor, mayor, or even president, your votes is what put him in that position. So because you voted for him, he should work for you. There should be programs or something that if you need in your community or if you lack, that president should fight and work for that to happen. Like right now, Flint, Michigan. If Trump really wants to be a hero, so to speak, take care of the Flint, Michigan water situation. Because Obama didn't do anything. He was there. And I know there's a lot of black people that claim they hate President Trump, but they only hate him because you were conditioned to hate him. You can't even tell me why you hate him. And when you try to tell me why you hate him, you're repeating what you heard CNN say. He's a racist. Right? And all these other names, xenophobic or whatever you have. All these names that CNN told you to say, that's what you repeat. But in reality, you don't know why you hate the man. So when you tell me I have to give my money for you to work for me, but yet I'm giving you votes. I'm giving you my vote and I get nothing in return. Is that what you're saying to me? So if I give you my votes, I expect you to work for me, to make our condition better. And once we see that you work for us, then when it comes to vote again, then we'll help you out. We'll kind of like put some money, help you with your election or whatever. But you have to show us first, because I'm not giving up my money to you to have you get in a position and then work against me. See? So I just read an article too about Hillary Clinton, that they believe that she's going to run in 2020. And it's sad because even with her track record, there are so many black people that will vote for her just because she's a Clinton. Ignoring the fact, and I'm going to do a video on this, but I'm going to put an article on the bottom, and you guys should really watch this article. And it talks about how blacks, and I talked about population reduction and how there's an agenda to get rid of blacks off of this planet, right? And I might either put the link on the bottom or I might just talk about it. But there's a plan, and the Clintons have a lot to do with that. But anyway, that's off my topic. So the Democrats did nothing for black men, but did everything for black women. Black females get more than black men when it comes to the Democrats. So, of course, black females are now going to start trying to use black men by telling you that you need to vote like us. We're black, you're black, so we all black and we got to vote the same. But I'm going to put the article on the bottom. You guys can read it for yourself. But black men are powerful. Your vote is powerful. Excuse me. Your vote is powerful. So, but refuse to give your money until they do for you. Giving your votes is enough until they prove themselves to you. They have to prove themselves to you, not you just start shelling out of your pocket. So, feedback, tell me what you think. I'm going to put the article on the bottom. You guys can read it for yourself in its entirety. This is the article. And I'm not going to read it, But, and your feedback, and you tell me what you think. But memo to black men, stop voting Republican. That's what they want. So when they tell you to stop voting Republican, start voting Republican even more. You don't have to register Republican. You can register as an independent, but vote Republican. Because right now, black men are making folk mad. Your slaveholders are upset now because you've gone off the plantation, and they're sending black females after you. So be prepared and do not give in. Until next time, I'm fearless.